Hey, fellow Nigerians. Good afternoon from Houston, Texas, United States of America. This is Smart Madu Ajaja, the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unite, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. How are you all doing? Hey, let me use this occasion, this opportunity to especially wish Nigerian women a happy Mother's Day. I just realized that today is Mother's Day in Nigeria. Our own June we do for here. So happy Mother's Day, the great Nigerian women. Yeah, the women under assault that must be free. Yeah, we are working, and women, especially those at the forefront of driving for the end to gender repression. I salute you today. Now, so I'm going to have to play something for you quickly before I get into this topic that we are going to be discussing. Okay, for you, women. So if you're a woman out there, please move your body. Dance to this short Bob Marley music, and it's telling you that everything is going to be all right. And truly, everything is going to be all right with you, Nigerian women. So hold tight and don't back down. Yes, line behind Natasha Akpoti. This is a symbol for the struggle for the liberation of Nigerian women. Go, 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 go. Special thanks to Ambassador Ajo Elumelu, yes, the chairperson of the Ajo Morgan Elumelu Foundation, and the driver of the 35% movement. Thank you for your great job. Thank you. To contact Ajo, to reach Ajo Elumelu Foundation, just go to www.ajomorganelumelufoundation.org. Thank you. Great Nigerian women, I appreciate you guys for all you do, because I know it, because I was opportune to have such an incredible woman as my mother, and I have great women around me, sisters, nieces, daughters, wives, and all that. So women are magical, women are good. I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so we are going to be talking about something very, very, very important, especially at a moment like this, when our country is under assault. Yes, requiring all of us to unite and stand up to defend ourselves, defend our country, defend our future, defend the future of our children and the unborn generations of Nigeria, defend our rights as human beings and our rights as citizens of Nigeria. Thank you for all of you, to all of you who are standing, who have not gotten tired of standing. Yes, the road to liberation is not easy, but we must have to travel it. It is sweet. Yes. No, so no woman, no cry. Come on. No woman, no cry. Don't shed no tears, no woman, no cry. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you guys in Nigeria are doing well. I decided to do this special program. We're coming with a bigger one in response to what the crazy people in the north of Nigeria who call themselves northern leaders and northern governors are threatening fire and brimstone over what happened at Uromi, the unfortunate tragedy of Nigeria that happened at Uromi, that they want to regionalize and politicize. So we say no to the polarization of Nigeria. And all those who work to polarize Nigeria are what? Strangers to Nigeria. They are not Nigerians. But before I proceed, listen to this that I'm going to have to play for you. So you listen to a short message I sent to the corrupt governors that call themselves northern governors in the north of Nigeria. The northern governors that preside over poverty, ignorance, and illiteracy, and disease. Yes, now they found a strength. Whenever they want to round the Hausa people up, they will create this kind of nonsense. So the Hausa people, you got to wake up, because you've suffered for 221 years. Our job is to inspire you to set yourselves free. Yes, not for anything that we want, but for your own good and for the good of unborn generations of Hausa people. Listen. My name is Madu Ajaja. I'm the convener of Open Nigeria and Africa Unites, and the anchor of Nigeria Now at ONN and the Nightingale Radio International. This message is for those who address themselves as northern governors, whom, from what I read, they were spoiling for war over the killing of some young Nigerians who were traveling through Uromi in Edo State. Now I ask you a question. I feel so bad that those people were murdered, especially the way they were killed. That is a tragedy, a national tragedy. I feel heartbroken from the depth of my heart. But that you are spoiling for war under the aegis of northern governors makes your case most ridiculous and disrespectful to the territorial integrity and sovereignty of Nigeria. By your pronouncement as northern governors, you have blatantly relinquished your citizenship of Nigeria. You did not operate as Nigerians, and so ought to be deported for your disrespect for Nigeria and the Nigerian people. Nigerians were murdered inside Nigeria. They were not murdered in Niger. They were not murdered in Chad. They were not murdered in Mali. I believe if they were murdered in Niger, you wouldn't even say anything, because you would say it's Namu. You people are disgusting, divisive, utterly ignorant, and irresponsible, corrupt and morally bankrupt. Yes, that defines you. Yes, who call yourself northern leaders, northern governors, northern all this and northern all nonsense, are the problems of Nigeria. Generation after generation, you guys don't learn anything. That Nigeria is supposed to be one sovereignty, one entity, one territorial space. But your divisive toxin keeps the country strapped and retarded. When are you going to change? You shameless people. You have 30 million mostly Hausa children begging for arms from AM to PM when they should be in classrooms. And you don't think that is an emergency that you should address? Otherwise, these people we are talking about that went on hunting, I hope it was truly hunting, expedition all the way from the far north down south, where there are hunters, thousands of hunters. All right? You know the implication of what you are saying? You are not asking questions. If you say you are state governors, you sit on seats where policies are crafted. Policies involving many things, including hunting. How would you feel if somebody like me comes to your place to go and hunt in the forest? I lived in the north of Nigeria. Look at what I get from it. Look at this Kano riot. And the reason I was stabbed and nearly murdered, they killed my friend, was because they believed that any person who is not speaking Hausa or who is not from there is a Christian, and so he must die. This ignorance is what is driving you in doing these stupid things that you went to do, calling yourself Northern governors. Why are you not Nigerian governors? What prevents you from saying we are not governors of Nigeria? Something happened to our citizens, Nigerian citizens. We should look for ways to resolve it and find those who are responsible. Did you have to come under the aegis of northern governors? You think people are afraid anymore like before? Not anymore. Well, how come all of you have been quiet about all the murderous activities? Yes, being perpetrated by Fulani bandits. Across Nigeria, including the south of Nigeria. My whole town alone, over 100 persons have been murdered. We didn't hear anybody declaring a state of emergency. We didn't hear any of you rising up to say this is a national tragedy. You guys are hypocrites. Big ones. Big hypocrites. You are corrupt, morally bankrupt,
horrible
and
people.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. And now I tell you this, if you like, organize reprisal attacks as before.
Nobody should be afraid.
Yes. Now, you see, you taught these people this trade. You taught people how to kill. You taught them how to murder people. You taught them how to burn people alive. It is your fault. What you have been doing to Nigerians in the north of Nigeria is now haunting the whole nation. You should shut your mouths up.
It's time.
Just be quiet and let those who have heart come to the duty of serving Nigeria. You are not failures, the North, the so-called North. You are the reason Nigeria is the way it is. The bandits, the terrorists, you are the masterminds.
Absolutely.
Shut your stupid mouths up.
They got to. All right, fellow Nigerians. You heard that. That was my message to the so-called northern leader, fake northern leaders, fake governors in the north. They make the north seem as if it is a country of its own in competition with Nigeria. But they won't leave Nigeria alone. They will come and steal from Nigeria. And then they will say they are northerners. And all the things that they steal, they don't give anything to the people of Nigeria in the north. They put all of them in pocket. It is only when they want to rally them for violence that they remember them. They call them northerners. Yes. Hausa man, listen, let me tell you something. We love you. You know that. You know, and that is why some of us have decided to put our lives on the line to set you free. What they are trying to do, this is what they are arranging. It's not your battle. It's not your fight. Don't take this fight. These are the same people who killed your ancestors. Yes, who took your lands and subjugated you so far for 221 years. So if you are a Hausa man listening to this, do not fall for this nonsense as usual, because that is how they get you. They get you cheap. It's not a northerner thing. Nobody is at war with any part of Nigeria. It is what they are trying to create. Now, question for them. Now, I have a question for them. I'm preparing a big broadcast more on this. But what I'm trying to tell you today is what Adeboye does not see. It's what Paul Eneche does not see. It's not what Apostle Johnson Suleiman sees. It is not what Oyedepo sees. They don't see it because they are all corrupt. They don't see it because they are all commercial. They don't see. But I see a lot of things. Go back to my work. After you watch this, go back to everything that I said about Nigeria. Go and cross-check and see if there was anyone that has not happened. Go back. But I will never call myself a prophet. And I will never open a church for anybody to give me money, offering and tithe. But I see what those people who claim they are prophets don't see. Now, listen and listen carefully. I've been telling you, listen and listen carefully. We are dealing with Satan. Satans in generational Satans. Yes, I want to warn you. Again, you can't say that you did not hear. And if you, after I warn you, and you go and do otherwise as usual, it is you who always suffer, like you are suffering today. Everything that we told you before now is happening to you. Yes, right before they started. All right? I celebrate sometimes, but I cry most of the time because my loved ones are trapped in that hell. Yes, that they call Nigeria right now. This Nigeria that must die. Old English, Arabic Nigeria that must die. Now, if you have ears, listen. Hold on, let me open my gate. All right. If you have ears, listen. If you have ears, listen. I will do one more time the anatomy of what has happened to Nigeria. Starting from the Amalgamation Treaty that was signed in 1914. The trouble of what became Nigeria started way before then. All right. The British had been in touch with the signatories of that amalgamation, those 6 people. The British had been in touch with them. The British have been in touch with Othman Danfodio's children way before 1914. Yeah, right after the Berlin Conference, when the Europeans left, they went everywhere, including the north of what became Nigeria. They were interacting. The British was there when the Hausa people, yes, when Othman Danfodio jumped on the Hausa people, the British actually aided them. They aided them to defeat the Hausa people and took their lands. That was where their relationship started from. And that relationship is there till this minute. The British has a special diplomatic relationship with what they call Sokoto Caliphate. That was why when the wobbly King Charles, now when he was a prince, when he came to Nigeria, where did he go to? He went straight to Sokoto, and then they arraigned all the traditional rulers across Nigeria. Yeah, including the Oba of Benin that never should have gone on a transfer, but he went. And then look at the sitting arrangement. Right? They put the Sultan, Fulani Sultan in Sokoto ahead of all of them. So he is their overseer. Now, what gives him the air of a control of Nigeria that he has today? That arrangement, British arrangement, all right? So that is the beginning. That was the beginning of where the journey we are here right now. But we must break that order. We must break it. And I see it coming. We must break that order. So once they reach that arrangement, all right, they worked with the Fulanis, Othman Danfodio Fulani children, to defeat the Hausa people. And then took their land. All right? And that was where they reached an arrangement to not use the kind of religion that they brought to the other parts of Nigeria that they call South. All right? They use religion, Christianity there. All right? They reached an arrangement that they should not touch Islam. All right? In the north, hardcore north of Nigeria. So listen now. So if you are somebody who is an idiot before, you jump here. Whenever they tell you nonsense, you hear. This is the story of Nigeria. What became Nigeria? It started over 200 years, nearly 200 years before we bettered in 1960. So in 1914, things already had taken shape in what was called the North. All right, the North, that hardcore North, the 12 states of North, the Hausa states. All right. So that was why they took Christianity as far as to the Middle Belt, what became the Middle Belt. That you see Ekwa Church and all that churches, all right, that they are still there. I think Ekwa is still there. Ekwa is powerful in that part of Nigeria, all right. Evangelical Church for West Africa, right? That's what they call Ekwa Church, right? So they are there. They were there in the middle, in the belt. That was where they got to. So they did not go to the hardcore North to spread Christianity because of an arrangement that they reached with the Othman Danfodio setup. All right, for them not to use Islam, to use Christianity there. So that was why they introduced indirect rule system in that part of Nigeria. Indirect. Okay, in the other parts of Nigeria, they used direct rule. All right. See, and then the other places where they gave them trouble, and for which they were penciled down as bad people, was the East. The East, Igbo man refused to allow the white man a minute to rule him. They rebel and rebel and rebel. You hear about the Aba women riot of 1929. Yes, there were many more riots even ahead of that. Yes, many more. The Igbos troubled the Igbo man like crazy. He fought him left, right, and center, day and night. Yes. So that's why they singled them out for punishment. Now, listen carefully if you are listening. What I say is history, is spiritual, and is the truth. But it has to be told. Some people will be offended by it because the truth is so difficult to take in. But go back to your history and think rationally as a human being. You know, if you have sense, put the puzzles together to see why we have the type of Nigeria we have. Yes, that is so dysfunctional and so difficult to manage. Yes, too many spanners in the work. It started right before the beginning. All right? So, in 1914, they already had this relationship. Okay, now going to what we call South now, where they say that I come from. All right? You remember Royal Niger Company, right? Yeah. Calabar was one of their first place that they betted, okay? They came to Asaba. Then they moved further to Calabar and then established a base there. The weather was good. They had access to the ocean, you know, and stuff like that. All right? So, what happened? They worked with the Obongo of Calabar at the time. They found him a willing tool. They sized him up and brought him as one of the signatories. In the north, they went to the old Kanem Bonu Empire. Yes, they brought the Shehu of Borno to be a signatory. Then in the southwest, yes, they already had something close there. Remember the 1880 battle between Kintoye and Kosoko? Yeah, they got someone from there. They got one lawyer and one traditional ruler. They were already educated. They had Western education. The first Yoruba lawyer, two of them, one, the traditional ruler and the lawyer, were the two signatories. So you see the connection. You see the connection. It's not something that came out of the blues. There was that connection. And all these people were already enlightened. They were doing businesses. I think they were business people, entrepreneurs. Now, Nigeria was such a vast empire. Big. Now, you have some enlightened people. And then, you know, when in those days, when you are the first to be educated, the community will even worship you. Anything you told them was truth. You know, that's how the earlier educated people stole so much land from their communities. Everything they were told, if a Igbo man told them something, they will interpret it the other way for their own benefit. All right? Igbo man get one, they will get two self. Right? So there was this big land, expanse of land. Huge. Massive. Yes. So they said, okay, Igbo man came. What do we do with these people? They got these 6 people. They could read and write, at least. They could communicate. They understood the language. They understood the English. maybe perhaps the Igbo man now started understanding a little bit of what they spoke. So they brought them together to sign an amalgamation treaty. What were they amalgamating? They amalgamated the Northern and Southern Protectorate. Now, they did not take cognizance of the other ethnic nationalities in that place. They didn't even pay attention to anything like ethnic nationalities. They paid attention to those who could read and write that they could use as tool to advance the cause of the Imperial British Royal Fiefdom. All right? So they said they signed. Now they started working. This amalgamation treaty was signed way before Nnamdi Azikiwe was born. Way before Obafemi Awolowo was born. Way before Senator Joseph Taka was born. I'm not sure Aminu Kano was born at the time. Yes, you see what I'm talking about. But along the line, things started happening. More people were educated. Education was, like a controlled education. They knew who they wanted. So I guess that was Azikiwe's father was a railway worker. All right? And, now he's an elite. His son was educated. Awolowo was something in that direction too. He could read and write. They were educated. They became the new elites. They grew into the system. Then Amadou Bello too. Yes, you see, when he speaks, he has a very good command of English. I think he was well tutored somewhere. Maybe perhaps they took him to the UK, all right, to school him, and then brought him back. So these people came together. But the one in the north was given an upper hand, all right, because of the relationship that existed prior to the amalgamation signing. It's a familial, not familiar, families were involved, all right, the British royal family and the Othman Danfodio family in the north have a very strong bond. If you listen to Mr. Aaron Smith, who stated what happened as a chief labor officer, chief colonial labor officer in Nigeria at the time, he called the British a disgusting people. But he was one of the drivers. Usually when Oyibo want to die, they will confess their sins. So perhaps they will go to heaven from there. He said it, and I recorded it for you guys, you Nigerians. But whenever I go back to see, it's like a story that many Nigerians don't want to go and look at. But it's our story. It's our history. Histories are never always beautiful. Yes, histories are history of a people's struggle. It's not always beautiful. Yes, go back and listen. I wish I knew that I was going to say something in that direction. I would have put the link to it. But after this broadcast, I'm going to put that link so you Nigerians can go back to hear directly, not me speaking. Aaron Smith speaking. He was even punished for refusing to carry out the colonial order because he felt that it was too much of a fraud. Yes, he stated how they rigged the 1959 election. He stated how they rigged the 1963 census, or the one before that, in favor of the North. Yes, in the favor, because they created this madness they call North, that some people are finding it very difficult to let go. But it's still our story. I am not saying it out of hate, but that is the story. And as a reproductive biologist, as a nurse, I know all these things that favor reproduction, they are not there. And we have kept on swallowing these bitter pills of falsehood and lies. And now these people grow into it to accept it and continue to reinforce it and stamp it in our head. And some of us even agree to this nonsense, these lies of the population of the North. Yes, which is a lie. Pure lie. Pure lie, scientifically, biologically. Even the cell phone thing has proved it. That is not true, But again, that is not what I am here for. I am here to talk about a Nigeria that will work. I am here to talk about why we are where we are. So if we have sense, we can go back and correct ourselves. So we can live like a normal people in a country. Our country has so much potential to be the best on earth. But we have not left what has kept us divided, and then to forge a new frontier for progress and prosperity. That is our problem, a great problem. All right? So when they created the country, we moved through several constitutional conferences. Some were held in England, some held here. In 1957, a young man moved for the independence of Nigeria, Tony Anahoro, 1957. We could have even gotten independence ahead of Ghana. These same people of the North, said they were not ready. They have never ever been ready. Up to now, they are still not ready. They are not ready. They have crazy leadership, generational bad leadership. They said they were not ready. Our independence was postponed for another 3 years. And even at that, they were not really very ready. But you know what? They were the ones that they handed over Nigeria to. Most of the people who agitated for the final liberation, those who fought and did the end, everything close into the independence declaration, were absent on the day the British flag was lowered. Do you know that? Go about acting a fool. You don't even know what you are. One of them told me he wants to be a leader in Nigeria. I asked him, what do you know about the history of Nigeria? He didn't know. And he wants to lead me. He wanted me to partner with him as a leader. Look at a little boy for 30 years. I am not saying that a 30 years person cannot have sense. But this one did not have it. He wanted me to be a partner, junior partner to him. And you know, guess where he's from? One of those Fulani boys. He doesn't know the history of Nigeria. Yet he wants to lead me. But I didn't give the Fulanis a credit for one thing. Their mindset, they don't have the mindset of inferiority. They don't accept anything, but they go to extreme with their level of consciousness. Even the poorest Fulani person in the bush who think that he's better than you. Yeah, they're like Oyibo people, some racist Oyibo people who in the street of Oklahoma, sweeping grass. He can't even clean your shoes. But because of the color of his skin, he want to tell you that because he's a white man, he's better than you. That's how a lot of Fulanis are. That is why they have this arrogance, thinking that they can dominate anybody. Yes. And a lot of us accept it from them. That is how, even though they are a minority in Nigeria, they control everything inside Nigeria. Tell me where they are not in control. Tell me. And they take advantage of the foolishness of people from other parts of Nigeria. Corruption in the first place. Corruption. They know how to give you money and make you an idiot. And they accept. Can you imagine somebody like Oji Uzokalo? Yeah. You look at so corrupt. He will take any money to sell Igbo land. And he has done that many times. Ato Eze. Anything that is money. You see why he was celebrating Babangida the other day. That Babangida made him a billionaire. All right? Or once they see money, they lose the sense of what they are supposed to do. They lose focus. Go to your National Assembly. With all the PhD speaking English from the other parts of Nigeria, including the one they call South. But some people who cannot make a sentence. Control them. Yes. It tells you something is wrong. Anyway, let's leave that apart for now. They started independence. The trouble started happening. You heard what Amadou Bello said at independence about the Igbos. Do you want me to play it? I can play it. So you can hear. So it wouldn't be like somebody's saying what they are saying out of hate. I don't hate anyone. I'm a Nigerian. I'm a diehard Nigerian. I want the best of Nigeria. But you cannot fool me as a Nigerian. I will never accept to be a second-class citizen of Nigeria. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
I will not be a second-class citizen of Nigeria. My children ask me a lot of questions, about Nigeria. I cannot let them down. I cannot tell them that I am a second-class citizen. They are not second-class citizens of America. Even as I wasn't born here. Nobody treats me bad, like the way people try to treat me in Nigeria. I will not. So this is part of my fight. If you sit down and be an idiot,
one thing I've noticed
listen to Ahmadu Bello.
Here is that Northerners seem to have
Oh, shit.
Have you ever wondered what a day in the life of an aviation
Don't worry,
pilot
I'm getting back
is
to
like?
it.
First up, ground classes. This is where the
Yes.
foundation of flight training.
Nobody.
I am your friend, Dr.
I spoke here, I
Charles.
beg, make you come out first. This will not be joke on.
Yesterday,
All right. Listen. Hear this from Ahmadu Bello. If after hearing this, you continue to be an idiot, and you continue to believe the lies, then you will never recover mentally. You know that after Babangida confessed that the first coup that they called Igbo coup was actually not an Igbo coup. Still some people, some historians, advanced people are not still believing it, that it was not an Igbo coup. Even if the confidential secretary of Obafemi Awolowo wrote it in his book and spoke about it, it's in print. Do you know that? That there are many Nigerians who still don't believe that it was not, and they have passed it to the younger generation. But let's hear this.
one thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Northernized.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with Northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions, coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, new to our region, but how
See a
many
dishonest
Northerners
leader
are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there are, there may be 10 laborers employed only in the two regions.
That is Nigeria. This man was the man who shot Nigeria in the brain. But they celebrate him. They celebrate him. They have monuments erected all over the place in his name. They have roads named after him. The man who destroyed Nigeria. This was a man who deliberately refused to educate the people. He educated only those close to his family to continue the trajectory of controlling the so-called North. And by extension, when they were allowed, they started controlling Nigeria. This is the anatomy, part of the anatomy of the dysfunction of Nigeria.
history-based, spirituality-driven in narrative that I'm presenting to you, especially you, the young Nigerians who are allergic to history. And no thanks that history was removed from the curriculum of study in Nigeria. And by who? Obasanjo. What was his motive for removing history from the academic curriculum in Nigeria? He should be arrested and questioned before he dies. Yeah, this is the same man who wants to, from his armchair, be writing stupid letters to everybody, when he in fact was one of the worst leaders that has ever led Nigeria. You see how they are? There is no leader that any Nigerian will want to die for in Nigeria. Every country has it. Togo has Gerard Olympio. Ghana has Kwame Nkrumah. Mali has Sekou Touré. Guinea has Sekou Touré. Mali has Modibo Keita. Yes. South Africa has Mandela. Kenya has Jomo Kenyatta. All right? Zambia has who? Kenneth Kaunda. Zimbabwe has Robert Mugabe. No matter how bad, what bad name that they gave to him. That man was the best, most educated African, a hardcore Pan-Africanist. They gave him a bad name in order to destroy Zimbabwe. Yes, he was a great leader. So remove every cobweb that they put in your head about Mugabe. Tanzania has who? Julius Nyerere. Yes. Yes. Burkina Faso has who? Thomas Sankara. Yes. You hear that? Yes. Those are great African leaders. Where is the one for Nigeria? None. You know why? They were driven by mostly ethnic or religious nationalism. That's a bad seed that they planted for us to follow. We should say no now and remove ourselves from this chain. And sadly, this chain is much more in the north than anywhere else. Because the hypocrites that have held the north in captivity are driven by Othman Danfodio's destructive Islamic ideology. You see the metamorphosis. If you look at the political development of Nigeria to date, you see the markers are there. And the history of connivance with elites, especially from the Yoruba race. I didn't say the whole of Yoruba, the elites, with ties to the beginning, with ties to 1914. Yes, two Fulanis, one Kanuri. Kanuri and Fulanis, I don't know what difference that there is because they share the same Islamic ideology. One, the Obang of Calabar, I don't know which language, is it Bibio or, yeah, it could be Bibio or Efik. Yes, but he was not representative of his tribe, so let's not go there with him. All right? So there were two Fulanis, there were two Yorubas, there was a Kanuri, there was an Efik, all right? Making it 6. And I can tell you that historically, these people have ties. They have relationship. If you see the elites, Yoruba elites, lining behind the Fulani elites with ties to Othman Danfodio that have historically held Nigeria in captivity. If you trace their history, there is a connection. There is a connection. Awolowo did not have that connection. But there was one that had the connection. That was why they did not trust Awolowo at the first. when he didn't wanted to play with them. That was why they staged something against him. The war between him and Ladoke Akintola, that is the origin. And who funded that? Who was the mastermind? Amado Bello. Because he wanted to create a jihad. And that was what triggered Nzogo. Nzogo was the director of military intelligence at the time. He saw the danger coming. And then he assembled his boys. And they acted fast to stop it. History is very good to study. And especially when it is true. It's so sweet. Yes, we got to start studying history again. And now the wobbly country started. Then when that fire caught, all right, somehow, I don't know how, because they said it was Igbo coup. They started killing Igbos in the north. And even in the southwest, down to Edo State, in the old Midwest state, they killed Igbos. Yes. And the media was not helpful. This is Nigerian media, very corrupt. Corrupt media. That's why I don't care about it. I don't want to talk to Nigerian media. That's why I build my own media to say whatever I want to say, whenever I want to say it, however I want to say it, and whoever I want to make a target. Yes. The media, the power of the media. They created this generalized hate for the Igbo people. The media in Nigeria is a bad media. Never has been good. Rogue media. Yes. So, by the time it was over, they massacred over 1 million Igbos before they started what they call a civil war. Awolowo was released, though now the release now has become controversial. There was a problem already happening in Nigeria. And then somebody is saying that it was Gowon who released someone who was in Biafran territory. All right, but I don't want to say whoever released it. When he was passing by, he stopped in Enugu and they met Ojukwu. And they made a declaration that if the East goes, the West will go. What did he do? What did he do when he got home? He was awarded Minister of Finance. He accepted it and de facto Prime Minister. Yes. And remember, according to the coup, that coup, he was to be made the Prime Minister of Nigeria. He turned through 360 degrees. And actually was the one who released the worst war policy that killed over 1 million Igbo children. Ha ha ha. History. Yeah, but I know we don't want to hear it. History can never be so beautiful. It's ugly a lot of times, but it has to be told the way it is. It's not me manufacturing it. They are out there. Some of them are recorded, voice recorded are there. Some are recorded, written in papers. The Britain has always been a satanic influence on Nigeria. And this is the reason why we must break away from them. Completely, totally break away from them. Yes, if we don't remove ourselves, don't cut off that placenta, we will continue to struggle. And it takes a generation to do it. Why can't it be this generation? Why can't it be this generation of Nigerians? For goodness sake. Have we not suffered enough? 64 years of being in bondage. 64 years of being in bondage. Why can't we be set free? Why, if some people say we cannot be set free, why can't we set ourselves free? That is what we are dealing with right now. Then they descended on the Igbos for 3 years, non-stop. When it was over 5 million people died. And then when they decided it was over, there were Igbo men and women who were already millionaires before the conflagration started. What did they do to them? They gave them 20 pounds each. Every Igbo man who had a bank account, whether you were a billionaire before or just a starter, they gave each one of them 20 pounds. I'm not sure. I hope all of them got 20 pounds. 20 pounds to start. Who will do that? Who does that? Nigeria and its hate. Nigeria is a beautiful country. The drivers of Nigeria and their hate. Starting from 1914. The conspiracy against Nigeria is deep-seated. It's historical. It's generational. We got to stop it and build a country. And the way Nigeria is going is what the imperial powers, especially Britain, loves. You know why? Britain has nothing economically. It has absolutely nothing. It doesn't produce anything. The only thing it produces is creating this type of situation we have in Nigeria. The only thing that they have is the head of their king. It used to be the head of the queen. That was why they removed themselves from European Union, because they could not control European Union. They will always want to be in a place where they will be in control without producing anything. Yes. So what drives the British economy is what they steal from Nigeria, what Nigerians steal and dump into in their banking systems. So we got to stop. You wonder how all the presidential candidates in Nigeria election 2023 went to Chatham House, that house of hell, strategic heart of hell, house of hell, to reel out their manifestos. Who does that? Do they come to Africa to read their manifestos? Because we are a stupid people. Stupid. We are worms. We are crabs. And they know. And they continue to do it so that we continue to descend into further stupidity. By creating the type of leadership that we never think and stand up to them. They can't do that to me. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I read, I know the story, I know everything about what it is. They can't do that to me. They can't stand people like me. Because in a jiffy, their economy will go down. Because I will shut them out. Yes. So we need some terrorists in Nigeria. We have them, but they are repressed. When they say vote, many terrorists, many Sankaras, many Samora Machels come to the duty of Nigeria. What do? You turn them out. You say they have no money. You vote terrorists. You vote Othman Danfodio. All he brought was violence in the north. That brings us to the topic of right now, APC. APC has been in existence for a very long time. APC started in 1804. It has gone through so many names until it got to this one. APC is a terrorist organization fronting as a political party. Therefore, if you belong to that party, yes, you are by hook or by crook a terrorist. Some don't know because they are ignorant. All they are seeing is a political party. No, but there is more to what drives APC. I was a member of it for 8 months. And I saw it. It was so clear. It was so glaring. I couldn't fit into it because I wasn't about to be what I am not, what I was not meant to be. That was why I left. 2 weeks to their party primaries, I left APC in Delta State, and the party crumbled. Now, everything they had was double. All their candidates were double. Yes. That senatorial election for that year was for me to win. But the conspiracy against me started right from Abuja. Buhari was involved. He knew. They called me Americana, that I was crazy, that I would turn Nigeria upside down. And it looks like they preempted me. I was going to turn Nigeria upside down for the good of the people of Nigeria. I believe that we won't even be here where we are right now if I was in the Senate. Buhari would never have done half of what he did. Yes, he would never. Because I wasn't going to be a yes boy, yes man to him. You know, I campaigned for him when I wasn't a member of APC in 2014. In fact, tomorrow I'm going to release what I said. I played it yesterday when one young man challenged me. Yes, now I know who Nigerians are. I know what they are, what they can do. I know how mischievous some Nigerians can be. That was a learning curve. But I don't regret my action because there was no better choice to choose at the time. After I walked with Jonathan Goodluck, saw him eyeball to eyeball 2 times here in Houston, Texas. We told him, we all agreed what he was going to do to change Nigeria. He went back. He went back and did the direct opposite of everything we agreed to do. He went back to the same people who were warning him to be careful of. He went back to the corrupt northern leaders. He went back to them. They promised him a second tenure. I was like, this guy is crazy. This to Nigeria. Yes, just as I said it happened. So all of us turned our backs. Yes, There was none. He promised us the diaspora was going to start voting in Nigerian election. Today, up to today, is anybody, are we voting? No. Because the diaspora vote was going to be enough to cancel all the fraud that they commit in Nigeria. One, you are not going to give me money to vote for you. I will vote for the right candidate. And I will make sure that the right candidate emerged from our party primaries. Yes, the idea we had was that every country where Nigeria has a huge population, 2 senators, 2 diaspora senators will come from there. Yes, to represent, truly represent the interest of Nigerians in the diaspora, and able to connect us to home and connect our children who are born here with Nigeria. You know what that would have been? Yes, because the people at home love darkness. They didn't like that. They blocked it. And then we did not vote. Jonathan Goodluck started hobnobbing with the terrorists, those masterminds of terrorism right now. They told him to fire Dr. Festus Odumegu, the then chairman of the National Population Commission. Is that man still alive? We don't hear him anymore. Jonathan Goodluck crushed him. He killed that man. He killed that man. A man who had mapped out Nigeria for a scientific population census. Scientific, the first biometric head count in the whole world. Yes, give it to Igbo man. Yes, he had sense. He knew where he was going. Yes, not to say, he didn't want to say, okay, this was, want to say that this is the highest number of people in Nigeria. No, he wanted to create a database for crime control and for true strategic national planning. Because these elitist Fulanis with ties to Othman Danfodio, they love darkness. They don't like data. They don't want to be held accountable. They pressured Jonathan Goodluck to remove that man. Foolishly, he removed him. So when you call Jonathan Goodluck the champion of democracy, you are crazy. You are stupid. Jonathan Goodluck is the worst president Nigeria has ever produced. He finished off Nigeria after Nigeria was brought out from bondage. He took Nigeria back to bondage. He was the one who single-handedly elected Muhammadu Buhari. I did not elect him. He was the one who elected him. He had 6 years. He served out Musa Yar'Adua's 2 years. We gave him 4 years standalone in a national blackmail of an election. Instead of him going to work with every part of his body, he sat down and was getting drunk instead of working. If he had worked like mad for the last 4 years, 200 Buhari will not be able to win him. He refused to do the work. He opened the vault for the vultures of PDP to finish off. After they finished him, he said that the Obama was the one who did Obama vote in Nigeria election because of gay. Listen, there have been gay people in Nigeria since hundreds of years. When I lived in Kano, there are 2 streets in Kano. Two streets in Kano. Inhabited by gay people. There's one street they call Weatherhead. Then another one was Sayolu. That was where the gay people were in Kano. They call them Dandaudu. Yes. Majority of the military officers then, high-profile politicians, they were all gay. And I'm sure they still are. They used to come in Vespas. Yes, you see them. They are gay. So when you come and be telling me about this gay business in Nigeria, that's why I don't want to even talk about it. The only problem I have with gay people is this. God gave all of us basic human rights. When you start asking for more than your basic human right, then you are crossing the line. That's the problem I have with them. In America, I see them every day. They don't bother me. I don't bother them. But don't cross my line. I don't want to deal with you. Please, I am not gay. Then I would expect, I know that I have no right to kill you. But you have no right to want to co-opt me into doing it. That's where I have problems with them. Anyway, so that's by the way. Now, political development. This APC, Othman Danfodio, before he died, he gave his descendants, he gave his children an order that they must not stop advancing the cause of his violent, economic-driven Islam until they dipped the Quran in the Atlantic Ocean. Yes. And you know, they are dipping it, they are about to dip it. Yes, they are. Now, they use 3 prongs. Economic jihad is already being launched in Nigeria. Financial jihad, when they control the financial system. Who is selling dollar in Nigeria? You are stupid. You Nigerians don't know anything. When Nigerians, what they call, I'm a scholar. You are not scholar anything. You don't even know. Anyway, maybe perhaps because this is spiritual. You can't see. You are not seeing it. You don't see. Who controls dollar in Nigeria? Who is selling it? Who is holding the economy right now? How did they destroy NMPC to hand over a brand new refinery with Nigeria's money to Dangote? They control the economy. Who is Boa? Who is controlling the economy? Tell me more about that. All right, okay. Now, there's a violent prong of it. Violent, yeah. Who are the mercenaries and the bandits everywhere in the forest and the farmlands in Nigeria? They have besieged Nigeria. And then the political front is APC. When I tell them this, before God and man, APC is a terrorist organization. Who drives APC? Who brought Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How did they do it? Who runs the armed forces of Nigeria? You think it is Christopher Musa? Or you think it's Olukayode? You are joking. You are joking. Who runs the armed forces? Who is running the DSS? You guys are not serious. Who is running the police? Who is running the police? You guys are stupid. Nigerians, you have no brain. When will they tell on get angry? That's what I want. That's my mission, is to get you angry. To maybe perhaps those who will start thinking will start thinking. They have cornered Nigeria. All the country's strategic institutions are in their hands. All right, the economy is in their hands. The financial sector is in their hands. The security forces in their hands. How are you going to fight Nigeria? I'm a member of APC. Even my hometown, my local government, I just they laugh one stupid boy. He doesn't understand what APC means. APC is a terrorist organization. They are the ones, when they kill, nobody talks about it. But when they are killed, they raise shoulders. They raise hell. You see my hand? This is my testimony from Kano. 1991. So this thing did not start today. It's a generational thing. 1991. What saved me? A bit of military training. And because I do karate. That was it. They killed the boy 1 minute and follow. They slaughtered him like a chicken. They killed him. You want to know why I am the way I am? Follow me. We can save Nigeria. No matter how much arm they have right now, we can still save Nigeria. We can disarm them and take over our country. They are foreigners. They are not Nigerians. So all those people who say they are northern leaders, northern governors, a Nigerian governor will not call himself northern. He will call himself a Nigerian. Their sultan is not a Nigerian, he's an Arab. And I think this one is going to be the last sultan of Sokoto. Yes, we cannot continue this. We can't continue Nigeria this way. They cannot do anything. So the thing when they be saying, Nigerians, stop being afraid. They made us, especially in the other parts of the country, like we are cowards. When they call them Hausa. Hausa people are not violent. They don't kill. Hausa people are the most gentle people if you know them. But these crazy people turned the Hausa people into weapons, using Islam as a prong. Now we are helping the Hausa people to understand that there is a difference between Islam and struggle for your right. So I hope they are learning and waking up. When the Hausa people wake up and take over their land, Nigeria will be free. The Hausa people is the shackle Nigeria had, the last shackle, and we must break it. If we don't break the Hausa shackle, Nigeria will never be free. Never. So the Hausa people have to wake up. Wake up some more. Yes, wake up some more. They have been used to torpedo the growth and development of Nigeria. And they have been used to stall the progress and prosperity of Nigeria. They use them like a ball. They play them however they like. They take advantage of their meekness. Yes, they turn them into violent weapons when their interests are threatened. The same people, how many governors are in the north, that hardcore north of Nigeria? How many? All of them are Fulani Othman Danfodio children. And Hausa man cannot be governor. I want to see if I am wrong, let any person come out to tell me that I'm wrong. I will apologize because I need to know. I want to see Hausa people who are governors. Show me one Hausa governor. Show me one Hausa governor in Nigeria. Show me one. I want to see an Hausa senator too. I want to see an Hausa member House of Representatives. If they exist, I will tell you they will not be up to 10. All of them are Fulani Othman Danfodio children. So the Hausa people produce the population. They use them to get to where they want. But they trash them. 30 million of mostly Hausa children, as we speak, are in the streets of Kano, in the streets of Sokoto, in the streets of Zamfara, in the streets of Kebbi, in the streets of Kaduna, in the streets of Zaria, in the streets of everywhere in the north. And now they are spilling over into the rest of the country because they don't have access to opportunity to advance their lives. 30 million children wasted. Yes, 30 million children that could be engineers, doctors, nurses. They are slaughtered in this mass Othman Danfodio Fulani-driven genocide against the people of Nigeria. And then you can't wake up to tell me, oh, Hausa people, let me tell you, they want to use you again. That is why their fucking stupid governors are rising up. That they are raising fire and brimstone. Listen, it's not your battle. Let them come to Edo and battle the people of Edo. Now, I tell the whole of Nigeria, these people have been doing what they have been doing because people keep them quiet. When they come, they are lazy. They come usually at night. So be vigilant. Because they are lazy, they come at night when everybody is sleeping. Don't go to sleep. Wait for them. If they come, you can deal with them decisively. Yes. Nigeria is a country for all of us. Nobody is a stranger to Nigeria. Remove yourself from APC. The reason why what they are using the political front to do is they want to force more governors on the states in other parts of Nigeria. More APC governors. You know they have acquired the SDP now. So they are working on two fronts. Using APC and SDP. These are two parties you should distance yourself from. Any member of your family, I'm one of my member of my families. If you are a member of APC, you're on your own. You are on your own. You are, please don't say after you hear all this that I've told you, you're on your own. Don't talk to me. I don't have to have anything to do with you. You are bringing evil closer to home. That is what they are doing. So they have the money, they have the army, they have the security forces to force their way. Don't you see when the people fight back, these bandits, they come and level that community. And this is what is about to happen to Uromi. Yes. I hear the stupid chief of defense staff, Christopher Musa. He even stated it, Northerners. That's on Northerners we are attacked. Can you see? So this idiot doesn't even know the essence of his duty. He doesn't know his duty. He doesn't know that his interest is Nigeria. He doesn't know that his business is to defend the territorial integrity of Nigeria. He's calling them Northerners. The same foolish thing that I saw Peter Obi wrote yesterday, calling those people Northerners. See, this is the mentality of all of them. They are so stupid, so idiot, and so unconscious. Yes. They are not Northerners. The people who were murdered were Nigerians. I want to believe that they are Nigerians. But those who mastermind them are non-Nigerians. They should be deported for what they have been doing to Nigeria. Nigeria will not continue to tolerate them. So, listen. This is not a joke. You see, they had a success with Imo. They put a man who came forth in an election, who opposed him and made him a governor. Using the Supreme Court, they control the judiciary, they control everything. All right? Can you see, in a country where the biggest prison in Nigeria, yes, Boko Haram came, operated for 3 hours, and released all of its members they are holding for trial. Yes. Malami, what did Malami do? The chief of, what is it called? Attorney General at the time. All right? What the Yusuf Bichi, what the director of DSS. DSS was nowhere to be found. The armed forces were nowhere to be found. The police was nowhere to be found. Boko Haram came, operated for 3 hours, released all their inmates, all, and left. And left. And left. What does that tell you? That Bichi was involved. Malami was involved. You remember when they appointed Yeson Wike, that madman, Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Rogu Minister. You know what happened when they appointed him? Saad, the Fulani Sultan in Sokoto, was angry because he believed that to hold that Minister of Federal Capital Territory was a Fulani position forever, and that nobody else should hold that position. Yes. He was mad. What happened that time? They started kidnapping people in the Federal Capital Territory. You remember the massive kidnap? Massive? Gumi was threatening from the other end. They tell you that these people are behind what is happening. Saad, I have told him many times, put your hand on the Quran and swear that you don't know anything about terrorism and banditry in Nigeria. You will die if you try it. Let him put his hand, and I want to see him put his hand. I challenge him to come out in the open. Put your hand on the Quran to say that you do not know anything about banditry and terrorism in Nigeria. He can't do it. He can't do it. Today is Salah Day. Let him put his hand on it. He can't. He will never. He will never. These people that call themselves Northern leaders, Northern governors, Northern religious leaders, Northern this, Northern that, they are evil, mostly. El-Rufai and the rest of them. Yes, Sadi Sirika. Yeah, Isa Pantami. Abubakar Malami. Yes, all of them. They are involved. Muhammadu Buhari, their grandfather. They are involved with what is happening to Nigeria. So if you are so stupid to not know, after I told you, go and verify. Go and do your research. If you really are a child of God, fast for 2 days and ask God to open your eyes to show you road. That you will see what I'm talking about. So if you are a member of APC, I know a lot of people are the campaign into it because Nigerians are very corrupt. They're always looking for where money is and where the flow is. They don't. I want to go with the flow. I never go with the stupid flow. I was in APC. I left APC. I could have joined PDP. The heavens of PDP would have celebrated. They could have even given me so much money because I'm a man of principle. I refused. I went to another party. Yes. These two parties, PDP, APC, no good. Now SDP has joined them. They are evil parties. If you have sense, remove yourselves from especially APC and PDP. PDP is just like this. Yeah, they don't have as much influence, but the terrorists, Atiku is part of what is happening in Nigeria. Do you see him? Did you hear his statement yesterday? Did you hear his statement? The same person who tweeted condemning the killing of Deborah Yakubu. A few seconds, he deleted the tweet because he put politics above and beyond the life of a fellow Nigerian. That is how to tell how wicked these people are. Aminu Tambuwa, who wanted to be your president, governor of Sokoto State, you saw him. He did nothing to those people who killed Deborah Yakubu. And 6 months later, they killed Dauda Usman, an Hausa man, for blasphemy. Yeah, and those who killed him, nobody is holding them accountable. Yes, Fulani Sultan in Sokoto was there. What did he do? But when they burnt Sharia, the Quran in Switzerland, he was raising hell. I told him, why not go to Greece and be with them? Stupid people. Nigerians, wake up. Now, finally, Nigerians from across Nigeria, we have been afraid of these people for far too long. They are not invincible. I tell you this, they are not invincible. They are not invincible. Especially when we don't have an army. The army works for them. All other security forces work for them. You have only yourself to defend yourself. Remember that your right to self-defense is a universal doctrine, authored and permitted by God. When you use it, no force can touch you. So when they fight you back, fight back. Anywhere. If you are living in the north, you don't need to move. Don't run away from the north. Just be prepared for self-defense if anybody attacks you. Because that's what they are good at doing. Before, when they attack, all of us start running home. No. You are a Nigerian. You have a right to be anywhere in Nigeria. Fight back in self-defense. Fight in defense of your country. Fight in defense of your right as a human being. And fight in defense of your rights as a citizen of Nigeria. Thank you and have a good evening. Please do yourself a favor. Share this message. Share this message. My name is Smart Mado Ajaja. I am number 5 right now on their list as the enemy of the state for standing up to them, for doing the right thing for my country. Follow me on YouTube at the ONN YouTube channel. Very, very important. Follow me on Facebook at Open Nigeria Now. See, search for Open Nigeria Now. Be part of it. Be part of the movement that will set Nigeria free. You have been afraid for far too long. Your fear is costly. It was somebody yesterday. It was those young people sadly murdered by people, but we need to know why they were singled out for attack by the Uromi vigilantes. The Uromi vigilantes, we may not see them now because they are in hiding. For us to hear their side of the story. Do not allow any army to scare you because they are going to deploy army. Stand, Edo people. You see what you did to yourself. You see what you did to yourself. Oba of Benin, where are you right now? They were rigging election in your palace. They were coming to tell you Oba Atokbe for putting an idiot in as governor of Edo State. You see, there are consequences for bad choices. Edo people, I was so disappointed in you. Really still so disappointed that you have to deal with it. So the people of Edo, or the ordinary people of Edo, be ready because they are going to come and attack. I'm telling you this, I know them. Not be say I don't know them. 8 years in Kano is not a joke. They always come at night. So, beauty of vigilante, open your eyes at night. They are cowards. They are cowards. They come at night. They tell you, they make all this big thing like El Rufai was saying, Fulanis don't forgive. Okay, Fulanis don't forgive. I don't want to believe that Fulanis don't forgive. Yes. It's not all Fulanis that are extremists. They are moderate Fulanis. Very good Fulanis. I work with a lot of them in this project. To tell you, I have a lot of Fulanis who are working very closely with me. They are not bad. So let's not generalize. There's a specie. And that specie is with ties to Othman Danfodio. They are the violent ones. Yes, who want to take Nigeria by force. All right? Don't kill any Fulani issue. They are not all that. Do not. The ones that are troublesome, you will see them. They will come for you. They are very savage. They are very vicious. They come at night. So open your eyes, because we don't have police to save us. No police to save you. Police is corrupt. Even when they are not corrupt, when they are arrested, somebody will call them from above. They will tell you, order from above, release them. They will give them their AK-47 back. They go back to start to continue killing. So we must cure. It is we, the people, who can cure these people of their evil. Their elite support. So why are they crying? When they kill people in my hometown, we didn't even, the state governor of Delta did not hear. I invited the PPRO of Delta State Police Command, Bright Edafe, to my show. He was lying. He told me that the people who killed people in my hometown were hunters. So they were coming to hunt human beings. They killed a woman, a baby. A woman had a baby while in their captivity. They threw her baby to a dog in Abavo, my hometown. Northern leader, are you hearing? Saad, are you hearing? They threw a baby. They threw a baby to a dog, and the dog mauled the baby. And the mother died instantly. Thank you. So, make I tell you now, not only on know how to kill. So, the thing you taught to the people of Nigeria, they are now beginning to practice it. Why are you crying? This is just one dose that you have, and you are crying. What if they go full scale? Where will you be? Yes. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. And if you can't stay close, please don't throw stone. You live in a glass house. Don't throw stone. Every life is precious. The life of every Nigerian is precious. My life is precious. The life of a Fulani is precious. The life of an Hausa man is precious. The life of an Igbo man is precious. The life of a Yoruba man is precious. The life of a Beram man is precious. The life of a Idoma man is precious. The life of an Igede man is precious. The life of an Angas is precious. The life of a Kanuri is precious. The life of everybody is precious. Let us protect it and guide it jealously. We are one people. Why are we killing ourselves? Because of the greed of some people. So you governors, stupid governors in the north of Nigeria, you foolish, stupid idiots who call yourself northern leaders, non-Nigerians, you know what? The people of Nigeria are going to unite against you and have you deported. Yes, because you represent evil and not good. Bye for now. I love you, Nigeria. Nigeria will be set free. I see it coming. Nigeria will be set free. Nobody should despair. I know things are hard, but please take these words to the bank. Don't allow anybody bamboozle you. Stop being afraid. Right to self-defense is God-given. Bye for now.